It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so real interesting stuff happening. I saw this on Twitter recently. And, you guys know here on True School Sports, Stephen Fulton, he's one of Al Heyman's best fighters. I think he's even still. I mean, people want to discredit him after he lost in a way. I still give Stephen Fulton his respect. I still give Stephen Fulton his proverbial flowers, right? Because Stephen Fulton had a tough, arduous road to even become champion, right? And he prevailed against everybody except Naya Inoue. And there's no shame in that. He's still a fantastic fighter, and I can't wait to see him in the ring. But Stephen Fulton has been talking about, the next phases of his career and just getting his thoughts out there on Twitter. And I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about it and kind of discuss what could be next for him. So here's what Stephen Fulton said on Twitter about a week ago. He said the following, and I quote, "Inactivity kills fighters, and that's why I need to stay in that ring. I had one fight in 2022 and one in 2023. WTF. 2022 was my fault, though, because I was trying to unify with MJ's scary ass. Never again," right? So I'm with him. Y'all know how I feel about that. MJ Akhmadaliev didn't want no smoke with Stephen Fulton. And that wasn't really his fault. But, you live and you learn. The boxing, like life, it's a constant learning experience every single day. And I'm sure he's learned from that. So then a fan on Twitter actually asked Stephen Fulton, "Would you fight in Saudi Arabia if the opportunity comes?" And he said, in simplest terms, hell yeah. So Stephen Fulton, like many PBC fighters who aren't staying active, aren't getting dates, all this stuff's up in the air with Amazon Prime, he's expressed an interest to fight in Saudi Arabia. And I think that might be the move. I mean, look at everything going on right now. You got Luis Ortiz fighting on Top Rank, PBC fighter. You got Wilder fighting in Saudi, he's a PBC fighter. And there's not really a whole lot of transparency, clarity, or direction as to what the hell is going on with Amazon Prime. So, whatever Stephen Fulton's got to do to get active, then good. I think, whether he fights at featherweight or 130, I think any weight class is better with him in it than without it, because Stephen Fulton can fight his ass off. Now, to kind of discuss all that, he's ranked really highly in all the sanctioning bodies at featherweight. He hasn't had a fight at featherweight. He's teased a move to 130. I don't like 130 for Stephen Fulton because, again, Stephen Fulton is a very well-rounded fighter, but I don't necessarily see Stephen Fulton as a guy that's like a slick defensive fighter. A lot of people like to call black fighters slick and defensive, but I don't look at Stephen Fulton as a slick defensive black fighter. I see him as a guy that's very well-rounded, can fight on the inside, can fight mid-range, can counterpunch. But he's very hittable. He's been hit plenty of times. He's not a slick guy. A slick guy to me is like, Mark Too Sharp Johnson, James Toney. These kind of guys, they're slick. And Stephen Fulton to me is not slick. Shakur Stevenson is actually a little slick. I don't think Stephen Fulton's that kind of fighter, but he's a very good fighter, right? I want to see him in action. Look, I've said all year, before this year started, I said 2024 is going to be the year of the featherweight division, correct? And a lot of fighters have been, ever since Fulton lost, I've noticed a lot of people have been speaking down on his name. They've been discrediting him. They've been saying, Fulton wasn't that good, or he wasn't, up to par, or he wasn't this, he wasn't that. And I don't think that. I still think he's one of the best fighters out there. Just because he lost to Inoue, a future Hall of Famer and an all-time great, doesn't mean that these regular Joe Schmoes can beat him. So, look, at featherweight, there's so many great fights for him. You got, obviously, to me, obviously, I know the goal and the aim for him is going to be to become a world champion, right? So he could fight the Komatov Ford winner because he's ranked number 3. Komatov is 1. Ford is 2. So in the de facto sense, Fulton is actually the number 1 contender in the WBA. So he could fight the winner of that fight, right? That'd be a good fight. Outside from a title fight, I think the best fight for Stephen Fulton at 126, the most interesting fight for him at 126, is the Angelo Leo rematch because, they had a really entertaining fight in 2021. Fulton obviously won that fight, but it was fun, and I think, Angelo has developed since then. Stephen Fulton has developed since then. He's gotten experience. Angelo's got experience. I think it'd be a hell of a fight. And when you look at the rankings, Angelo right now is ranked number 7. Stephen Fulton ranked number 3. there's not many better fights for Fulton in the featherweight division than an Angelo Leo fight. So I would love that fight. And I think it'll be a chance for Fulton to prove his greatness to the world again. But then even if you look at like the WBO rankings, right? You got Bruce Carrington, who has been in interviews. I've interviewed him, and he's been very, respectful, but very clear and concise. When talking about fighting Inoue, Shushu said, I'm not Stephen Fulton. I got more with me than Stephen Fulton. I got more to me than Stephen Fulton, right? So why not prove it? Why not get Shushu Carrington to prove what he said and stand on what he said and fight Stephen Fulton? What better way to fight Inoue than to beat the guy that was one of his biggest fights in Stephen Fulton? That's the best way, I think, to get the Inoue if I make a statement, right? So, I like those two fights a lot for Stephen Fulton. Bruce Carrington, Angelo Leo, and with the way things are going now at PBC with Amazon Prime, it looks like a lot of guys are going to be freed up to go do whatever the hell it is they please. So, yeah, that's the news, man. I don't want to ramble on too much, but Stephen Fulton has expressed a desire to fight in Saudi Arabia, and Stephen Fulton has expressed a displeasure in the fact that he hasn't been that he's been inactive. He hasn't been able to fight a lot these last couple years. So we need more Stephen Fulton on our TV screens, and I hope we get it in 2024, particularly in the featherweight division, because this division is just going to be on fire the whole year, and I hope boxing fans really give this division the attention that it deserves, because it's a great weight class with a lot of great talent. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see Stephen Fulton fight next? What do you think about his comments about him fighting in Saudi and Inactivity? What do you think about all that? And, yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take your ass. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure to subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.